Hey man, just surviving out here trying to make it work. That's all you can do.
Yo, what's good, ladies and gentlemen? I meant to be here for the preview to WrestleMania 42, but alas, worked through some complications in there. So I'm here today to talk about WrestleMania once again because JB and I talked about this a few days ago.
It's all right, boy. It's all right, my guy. You know, some people try to short me 2 inches, but I always make sure those extra 2 inches hit it. It's good to be here on JB versus the world, not just the city, the world.
Uh-oh. They can hear everybody else but you, JB. What you got going on over there?
I mean, I can hear you.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can hear you. No doubt. You got things to say. We gotta make sure the people can hear you.
Get it off the chest, young one. Yeet. Let me see something.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, they can't hear you, boss man. What you want to do is go to that setting and go to setting, go to audio, and whatever audio input you got, refresh it and click back on it. You should be good after that. Hold on, I'll let you know right now.
Mm.
Nah, and I got it turned all the way up over here on my end. You may just have to use your. It's gonna suck, but you may have to use your your PC's your PC mic for sure, for sure.
All
So
right, bet.
JB versus the world. We are here to talk about that little thing that we like to call WrestleMania. Whether you felt like it was up or if you felt like it was down, somewhere in the middle, kind of shaky. We here to let you know how we felt about it. But I can tell you right now, It was a spectacle as usually as it is, but was it the same spectacle we came to know and love watching as kids? You gonna find out from the four of us. You gonna know real quick. I seen the discourse online. I seen y'all talking about it. I seen the comments. I agree with some of y'all. Some of y'all I don't. But we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty. We're gonna let you know what it is and what it ain't.
Hang on, JB. Hang on. See if I can hear you on this one. I'm
On
gonna speed
stream.
it up a little bit. Hang on. I still couldn't hear you on this end.
That's crazy.
Nope. I went to my YouTube page to see if I could pull you up, but it's I don't know, bro. And that ain't no problem.
That's so weird because I've just checked it on my end and I can't hear you at all. I can hear you here, but on the stream, it's just like nothing.
To your eternal microphone. Try your eternal mic. That should work. I mean, that's the one that's built in. But whatever microphone you use, it is not with the program. Or maybe it's the Bluetooth. Maybe it's the Bluetooth. That could be it. But night one was stacked.
Mm-hmm.
It was very stacked. A lot of people had a lot of things to say. So many commercials, not enough wrestling. A lot of celebrities being involved, all up inside the mix, trying to be all in the videos, dancing. Um, it was a lot going on. It was a lot to intake. The same thing with night two. Night two was a spectacle, but at the same time, it was just looking at it. Night two was definitely a saving grace for this whole entire thing. Night two does it again. It's
Night two came through.
yeah, it came through, man. I
Mm.
mean, after watching night one, I was like, "Whew, listen, I don't know what TKO up to, but this ain't it."
Nah. And I have a lot of problems with night. Oh, we got echo.
Ooh, that feedback is crazy.
Yeah.
I got
I didn't have a lot of problems with night one. It just felt like it went too fast was the main issue I had. Like, and matches are okay, like, but night two was on fire from the start,
to finish.
finish great. I mean, like, maybe we had to get into it. Maybe one of Punk's maybe one of Roman Reigns' best matches. And
Uh, can you hear me now? I finally solved it.
One moment, let me check on my end.
One moment. Let's finally start this process.
yeah, yeah, looks like we good.
Okay.
The host with the most JB, take it away.
Yep, we're
All
good.
right. We are good. All right. So first things first, like you were saying, night one, lots of complaints,
Lots of
lots of controversy, especially around the main event. But we're going to start with the thing. We're going to start with the positives first, because in fair play tonight in this show, we're going to be positive pizza. We're going to be negative Nancy at that point. That's just what comes with it. But first
yeah.
thing first, Obafemi beating Brock Lesnar. Woo!
Yes, sir.
Yes,
First of all,
absolutely.
man.
Yes.
First of all, man, I didn't think Triple H had the balls to do it.
Nah, man, I told you he had to. That joint,
Oh man,
the ball. He was. I said it last week. It was the LeBron. It was the Wayne Wade to LeBron slam dunk. Oba, he was above the rim. Ball. You gotta let that man finish. Like, what are we doing here? You gotta let that man finish, man. He got it. After that promo on Monday, bruh, come on. That would have been a huge fumble.
man, we're
Huge
talking
fumble.
about Seahawks, Patriots ball at the 1 yard line. Just punch it in, and now we're good.
Yeah.
Now we're off to the races. I want to go down the list, man. Kev, what'd you think?
Man, and I said this on our podcast episode, but I was like, yo, if Oba doesn't win, I don't know what we do from here. I'm like, either Oba has to win definitively, or if Brock is going to win and continue this, then it needs to be like a super, super solid back and forth to the point where Brock was struggling to beat him. But Triple H called it. The ball was in his court. And yeah, Oba taking the dub was the absolute correct decision. I popped out of my seat the moment it happened. I was elated because I'm like, dang, all those wrestlers that wrestlers of color that Brock has beaten in the past, whether it be Bobby Lashley, whether it be Omos, whether it be The Rock, whether it be Kofi Kingston and Big E, all of those, I'm like, Oba finally got it. So I appreciate that. I know it wasn't purposely quote unquote set up like that, but it just is circumstances of Brock's matches made me realize like, this is it's kind of strange how it happens like that. But that being said, this was the absolute correct decision. Oba has shown that he can work in the WWE system, and not only is he solid in the ring, but also great on the mic. And he just has an aura and a presence that has not been seen in quite a long time as far as like the next big thing. And matter of fact, JB, I think you said it, that there has not been someone with this much hype and aura around them and been pushed this hard since Brock first debuted on the main roster in 2002. So this was absolutely the correct decision.
All right, brother JT, what say you?
Well, that was for the ancestors.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that was for the ancestors. That was for anyone that had a speck of melanin inside their body. I think it was the right decision. Beating them in 4 minutes and 46 seconds flat. That's included the intros and everything like that. I thought it was the right time, right decision, right destination. Had this gone the other way, listen, you will not be beating those allegations whatsoever. But pulling that trigger, having Oba come out with the dub definitively, eating an F5 like it was nothing. I ain't got the graphics. Give me more of those.
Nothing.
He ate suplexes. Oba is now the next big thing. He is the big thing. And at this point, you got to push him to the moon. Great decision. I don't know if Brock retiring or not, but he beat him so bad that he took the gloves and boots off. I ain't never seen somebody beat Brock out his gloves and boots. Like Cody beat him out his gloves and boots. Yeah.
Man, the point is, at the end of the day, over feminists, we up. Over feminists, we up. We got a new star, and
Yeah.
it looks like we're heading toward him in the championship match in SummerSlam. But we'll get there. We'll talk about that. The next match we're going to cover, because we'll cover these a couple of these. With adrenaline in his soul, Cody Rhodes defeats Randy Orton in one of the most confusing main events in recent history. Pat McAfee came down, and then he was taken out before the match, and then wasn't sure what type of story they were trying to tell with the match. It seemed a bit all over the place. Seemed a little bit chaotic. It seemed as if we were doing like an injury angle with Randy because the rumors were that his back was hurt before WrestleMania a couple days before, which also could have played into maybe King of the Ring back to their match a few months ago where Randy was hurt and Cody couldn't. Well, Cody was being more ruthless and Randy couldn't pull the trigger. It also seemed like maybe they might have been leaning to a double turn because for a lot of the match, Cody was working heel. So what they were doing exactly, it was kind of confusing. But it's over. Cody retained. He's still the champion. I'm not sure what they're doing, but I want to know what you guys think. John, let's start with you.
So this match was really interesting because yeah, it felt like they were kind of trying to like right the ship with all the craziness with Pat McAfee, and he really didn't need to be there. So seeing him kind of get beat up before the match even started kind of made me happy. It also seemed like they were trying to kind of give a heel edge to Cody, not really fully turn him heel, but give him the fact that he's kind of learned that if you want to keep this, you want to keep your championship, you're gonna have to do some things you might not agree with. And to me, it was a solid match. I feel like it's so funny looking at it in hindsight now after night two because if it was on night two, it'd be one of the probably the weakest match on the card, right? And like
Yeah, by far.
night one, it was probably like middle of the pack, like but compared to night two, everything outshout, just way better than it. So it was okay.
All right, Kay, what you think?
Yeah, I would say that with this match, you can definitely tell this was confusing all around, and that they were trying to right the ship. I personally had said that they knew that Cody was going to get booed and Randy was going to get cheered no matter what. So it was obvious that Cody had to play the heel in the match itself, which is why you saw like the him targeting the back, him raking the eyes, him giving his own low blow at times, him taking advantage of the distraction by Pat McAfee when he came back to make the count and whatnot. So if you could tell Cody was working as the heel, which may hint at a possible heel turn down the road now that we've seen the Raw after Mania and we've seen that he was a little bit on his actions were very questionable and his questions came off as if why is CM Punk not acting like the loser and yet he feels like he is the absolute loser in this situation. But that being said, if Pat McAfee doesn't get involved, then it would have been right to say that Randy should have won. But because of Pat McAfee's involvement, when there was no need for him to be involved, then them keeping the belt on Cody was the absolute right decision here because it's like, okay, we need to do a reset. And assuming that Randy's back isn't legit injured, they have enough wiggle room to actually build this story into an actual feud where Randy can eventually get 15. Now, if his back is out, then of course they'll have to putting it further down the road. No pun intended. But still,
You do too.
it is I think that the story that they were trying to tell, it was definitely a little confusing because again they had to play to the audience. I think that this match was okay. And night 2 definitely eclipsed everything that this did, but I still enjoyed the match for what it was. Again, they had to work slower because of the alleged back injury, but I think that the drama, the blood, and whatnot, it just made the match just there. It's just okay. It's just a match.
All right. JT, what say you?
Well, I'm gonna keep it simple as a pimple on this one, man. Maestro, if you will.
Father, help your children.
Yeah. So listen,
Taking us to church.
help your children. Don't let them
Not the line
lay by the side of the road. No point intended with road. Listen, Cody, obviously going into it, the gentlemen have already spoke about it. Nobody wanted to see Cody and Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll. Like, it was a bad taste in your mouth. Boo, tomato, right? I'm
allergic.
You allergic to tomato? No ketchup in your
Fresh
life?
one. Fresh tomatoes.
Oh, fresh tomato. Okay.
All right.
But I can tell you that match, out of all the matches on that card, on night 1, it's definitely a tie for bottom 2. And it has nothing to do with the fact that Randy was hurt. It has everything to do with the story that they presented to us. So going into it, our mindset was, we don't even want to see this. And if we are going to watch it, Cody had to drop the title. We didn't get neither of the two that we wanted. We had Pat McAfee involved. We had Jelly Roll doing a jelly splash. Pat coming back with the neck brace. Like that to me,
jelly splash is crazy.
that to me though, I ain't gonna hold you. I kind of liked that because it reminded me of Not Another Teen Movie when the dude got beat up at the airport. He still came back with a neck brace. Like, I'm still here. Like, Pat McAfee was that annoyance that we needed, but we didn't want it to be Pat McAfee. It could have been anybody else but Pat. You know, so you could have got Shelton Benjamin Mama involved, and I think more
not Mama Benjamin.
Mama Benjamin could have been involved in this. That's right there. She could have been involved in this, and we would have been a lot more happier. But the match itself wasn't, as Jermaine Jackson says, I'm sorry, as Randy Jackson says on American Idol, it's a no for me, dog. It's a no. The best thing about that match was the end when the bell rang and Randy Orton gave him the punt. I wish he would have gave him the punt in the actual match. But did y'all see his eye?
Oh man, yeah.
I mean, he taking
everybody
way too far. Like, you remember on Street Fighter that after your person get beat up and they show a picture of the eye all swollen.
Go home and be a family man.
Yeah.
Hey man, Cody's left eye was on Monday Night Raw looking like the envy of JD Vance with all that shadow around it.
Oh my god. Looking at his eye remind me of Steve Harvey when he was talking about Roy Carew when Mike Tyson punched him in the eye and his eye was telling the story. No, that's not what happened. Mr. Big Mouth, like, yeah, his eye was horrible.
His eye done.
I'll be right back, gentlemen.
No. But on a positive note, we are back. We have returned to the island of relevancy. Roman Reigns. And now Tribal Chief has returned to the top of the mountain, to the head of our tables, where he defeated CM Punk and was arguably one of the best WrestleMania main events ever. That might be a stretch. There might be a little bit of recency bias, but there was no doubt of an instant classic. For me, my favorite match of the weekend, like top to bottom, like as what's been said, I didn't even know Roman was capable of that kind of a match. Like that thing with 4 quarters, all timeouts used, no OT, everything done in regulation, just chef's kiss of a match. We're talking about close calls, table spots, um, the stairs being used, like narrative from the promos leading up to the match being implemented down to the very last detail. And it just simply came down to the fact that Punk is just too old and could not hang with the tribal chief. And my God, I've seen this match now 3 times since it's ended. And it's just the layers are just so good. Now, Ken, I'm gonna start off with you this time.
For sure.
What you think?
Yeah, this is by far my favorite match of the weekend and the best match between all 2 nights of WrestleMania. This entire match told a story between the history between these two, the different dynamics, the different mindsets, and just the different philosophies in general between CM Punk and Roman Reigns. I will say that, but in this story, it was like you were actually watching something play out in real time. And what led up to the story for me was even more important, because in every championship match that CM Punk has had since becoming the world heavyweight champion, it's been showing, of course, yeah, obviously he's much older than he was. He kind of lost the step. You can see him starting to get winded. Even if it's kayfabe and whatnot, you can still see the actions that he's taken have shown that he is on the other side of his prime. But with that in mind, he always managed to find a way to pull through and always managed to find a way to win, regardless of the circumstances, regardless if he was leaving a bloody mess. And no matter what, just finding that extra grit to win. But throughout this match, there were signs that he probably will not have the stamina. Between, of course, getting hit in the head with the steel steps and getting busted open. That was number one. The amount of punishment that he went through, being slammed or being powerbombed through one of the announce tables, the consistent amount of elbow drops that he tried, the amount of times that they switched between their attempting to do their submission moves, the fact that CM Punk jumped from the ring post out to the other announce table to put the elbow through Roman. All of that was just building up to show that, okay, is he going to have enough to make that finishing blow? And unfortunately, this time, he did not have enough gas in the tank. He had enough to make one last swipe at Roman before Roman ended it all, but you can see that story play out in real time. CM Punk did a fantastic job, and Roman, as the other competitor, also did a fantastic job as well. He's shown that, of course, these cinematic matches are his wheelhouse, but also he knows the game, and he's been in the game long enough to know how to tell a story in the ring and knows what moves to pull out to surprise people. He did an amazing job. This match was by far the best of the night. And you could argue, especially in the 2-night versions of WrestleMania, this is, excluding maybe WrestleMania 40, this is probably the best main event, or the night 2 main event in the 2-night series of WrestleMania. That is my honest opinion. And then as far as the best main event in general, of all the WrestleManias that I've seen, it's up there. I got to rewatch again, because I still say that between the night 1 main event of WrestleMania 37 with Bianca and Sasha is one, but this might be up there as well. So I'll go back and I'll reassess, but it's definitely top 10. I'm just saying, for further references, once I rewatch these matches, I'll have a better answer for you. But I do say top 10.
Now you had an excellent point there, especially about Punk telling the story about him aging, because You're right. It was grabbed throughout the match. He like, excuse my language. He got his ass whooped. Whole match. Like he was giving it to Roman. Pause. But he was doing his thing against Roman, but Roman is bigger, Roman's stronger, and Roman is more ferocious. He was more aggressive. And that definitely played into it. So JT, what you think?
All I can say is this. This was probably the best WrestleMania main event since Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. And
That's a hot
Okay.
take.
that's a hot take, right? And I'm gonna
Steamy.
keep it a beam. When you looking at the caliber of characters in this day and age in WWE, that's what I felt from that. I felt that this match not only delivered, it over delivered, but it didn't over deliver to a place where it's like, oh, we didn't need all that. No, we needed all that and some to save us from the atrocity that was night one's main event. Listen, Cameron said it best. Um, that's
You want to know what the Usos took me?
no. I ain't got the clip. Well, I do, but I ain't about to upload it yet. But listen, that's what a Sunday WrestleMania nigga look like. Okay, because you look at Saturday WrestleMania. Look, this is what we need. This is what we talking about. Like the match itself, chef's kiss. I mean, you look at it. Every match that CM Punk has had with members of the Shield have been great matches.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This one by far to me is better than the one that he had with Mox. And I listen. You can
Hey.
you can email me, you can at me,
Hey.
whatever. But that's how I feel about it.
All right, Jono, close it out.
Man, look, this match was everything it was supposed to be. It did over deliver, but it's like, you know what I mean, when you go to the drive through, you say, hey man, let me get a 10-piece nugget, and they throw two more in, you get a 12-piece. You ain't complaining. You eating good, right?
Come on now.
You know what I mean?
Speak on it.
You order a medium fry, they throw in a large, you good. You know what I mean? You eating good, you feeling good. And that's exactly how I felt about this match, man. I loved everything about it. The psychology, everything was amazing. Roman's entrance was dope. Punk's entrance was dope. Like from the jump, this match was everything I needed it to be, everything I wanted it to be, and more. It actually might be. It's definitely in my top 5 favorite WrestleMania main events of all time for sure. And I've only watched it twice, so it just delivered. Like everything that you want from a storytelling match, it gave you that. Like, and it built upon Punk's weakness. And honestly, it's probably one of the best matches that both of them have put on. I said it was Rome, definitely for Roman. Like this is
Mm-hmm.
he showed up, showed out. Everybody with the Roman can wrestles, that's dead. Like you can't say that no more. And then now everybody's saying that, yeah, Punk's old. Yeah, Punk's lost a step, but man, he showed up. And it was to the point where Roman had to break kayfabe on Twitter. I'm never calling it that, so don't ask me to do that. Um, and just say like, yeah, we made magic last night because they did,
They
and it
did.
was amazing. Like for real, like it. This was great. Everything that night one wasn't, this was, and it was so amazing. And I give both of them their flowers for just doing it up like this. That was a great match.
Nah, for real. And I'm glad you mentioned the entrance too. Man, CM Punk bringing back the Ring of Honor, AFI, Miseria Canter, and then Roman bringing back the Head of the Table theme song.
Yes. Yes,
Something
sir.
told me when I heard that was an I win button. Roman has only lost a tag team match, well, 2 tag team matches while he's ever had that theme song. Like that is his war chant. That is it's also my gym music too. But just an amazing song, an amazing entrance from both men, and everything about that just gave big fight feel. And you might be right. Top 5 Mania main event all time. The only reason that's stopping me from saying that right now is because it just happened. That's the
Yeah,
only reason.
I can agree with that. I can get down with that. But for me,
But
that thing is awesome, man. Like,
it was it was awesome. Fight forever.
yeah,
Like it was a shame that it had to end, and it was a shame somebody had to lose.
Yep.
yeah.
But in the end,
And
acknowledge him.
one last comment. I'm also just so glad that there was no interference in this match. This match was mostly clean. You know, you could make the argument about the steel steps being used, but ref's discretion. He's not going to, do a DQ on the main event of WrestleMania. I know he didn't want to do that. So, yeah.
Nah.
But mostly clean, also because, CM Punk also did use a low blow as well. So, but no interference, no real shenanigans, just pure, graps and pure hatred.
Yeah. Heavy on the hatred.
Turn it up. Yeah, that low blow. Shout out to Richard Holiday, man. CM Punk over there using Richard Holiday's signature move. So apparently he got clearance to use that move before he did it. But when Punk did the low blow, I'm like, all right, let's do this. Let's turn this up. This is CM Punk that I'm used to seeing. This is CM Punk that I grew up on. Bring him back. Where he at? I need him 24/7.
Absolutely. All right, for the rest of the card, we're not going to go into as much detail, but I do want to talk about some things with y'all. So this is why I said we're going to be positive Pete's and negative Nancy's. We're going to get into that a little bit right here.
Okay.
So talk to me. What was your best moments of night one?
Open forum, or you calling?
Oh, I'm not going to go first this time. I'm going to let somebody else go.
Okay. I'll go. I'll say Seth versus Gunther. That was the best match by far of night one.
Facts.
I think that those two, granted, they didn't really have a story behind them other than Gunther doing this as a favor for Paul Heyman, and what that favor now entails, I don't know, because Brock is seemingly retired, so obviously that may not happen. But that was definitely the best match of the night for me. And I also got to give credit to the Jacob Fatu and the Drew McIntyre match. That one was pretty good. It was short. Well, most of these matches were crazy short, but for the amount of time that they did have, it was still pretty good. Was it deserving of the unsanctioned rule? I don't know, because of time constraints, but they still did what they had to do. So those two matches, in my opinion, were the best of the night.
All right, who's up next?
I guess I'll go ahead and say it.
Okay.
The best part of night one was when them credits rolled and you seen Paul Levesque. Night one was cool. I want to say Paige returning.
Paige returned, yeah.
Paige returning, yeah.
That was pretty big. Definitely, like you said, with the Fatu and McIntyre match, that was good. McIntyre did a good job making Fatu look strong and putting him over. Other than that, those were my highlights. The credits rolling, Paige, and Fatu and McIntyre.
All right. John, what you say?
So I gotta agree. Gunther and Seth, they was gonna put on a banger anyway. And I love that it was just like, yeah, it's just because you was ducking me and I hate you. So will we, I'm gonna give you this fade, and I'm all for it. Like, that is great. That was great. Jacob McIntyre, Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre. Again, I hate you. We just going, to make it work. It was short. All the matches outside of the main event were super super duper short. Like they were running short for time or something. I don't know. Um, the other thing I want to shout out is Cody's interest was dope. Iron
It
Man
was.
esque, like paying homage to like his past. You know what I mean? Even Stardust got like a little a little spot. So
Mhm.
that's me.
All right, man. I gotta agree with y'all, man. Y'all pretty much all hit on the head, especially JT with the credits rolling. But I'm gonna go Seth Gunther, favorite match of the night until the end. I can't stand that this match ended the way that it did because it had the opportunity to be Taker Michaels from WrestleMania 25. It had the opportunity to be that kind of veteran and veteran who ain't got nothing to do but both know how to cook. And we were kind of just robbed of that. And yeah, I mean it was cool. And I mean the Page being re-signed the night before leaking out sucked because once it became clear that Nikki was not going to be able to compete in that tag match, kind of obvious what was going to happen. So it is what it is. They kind of kept her limited in the match, but I'm glad she's back. I hope her health holds up. Like I hope that she's able to like remain healthy and active as a competitor for a long time. She's only 33 years old, and that neck is like spaghetti. So just hope you're able to stay around. But yeah, Seth Gunther, Page returning. That's my best of night one. All right, let's get that negativity out of there. Conversely, what's your worst of night one? Who wants to go first?
I could take it first. Man, like the main event, like it just seemed like a whole mess. Even though like I still enjoyed it, I still was very sports entertained. I'm gonna say it just like it was a mess. It was all over the place. It really seemed like they didn't have any direction, or they went one way and then they felt like, oh, we read the fan backlash, we're gonna just like turn it the other way. You know what I mean? It was a mess. It was all over the place. That and the matches being so short, man. Like it just felt so rushed, and I think that's why it felt like it was a WrestleMania because it just felt like every match was under 10 minutes. Every match like was just felt rushed. The ads being all over the place, crazy. But I know that's not a WWE decision. I know that's a ESPN thing, but it just all of those things just add up, and it just kind of deflated night one a whole lot faster than they deflated the Danhausen balloon. So
Mm.
you know,
Why the balloon house got to take a hit?
You going to jail. I don't know why, but you just need to be locked the up, man. It's got to stop.
JT, I think that makes you want to go next.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, worst of night one would have probably been after the intro. No, worst.
Jesus.
No, worst. Worst of night one. Real talk would have had to been Randy and Cody, only because I mean we all stated it before. Nobody wanted to see Pat. Nobody wanted to see Jelly Roll, and just having them involved didn't feel like WrestleMania. It felt like an episode of SmackDown. This is WrestleMania. This is the big stage. This is your Super Bowl. This is your NBA finals, and it felt like a regular early season game. Watching them do that, it didn't feel nothing about WrestleMania. Period. Felt big time. It didn't. It didn't feel. It didn't have that fanfare. It didn't have the pumps and circumstances. Like it had none of that. It just It felt like WrestlePalooza. Yeah, I said it. At me.
Jesus.
And I'm talking about the bill for it.
Hey, man. He said not even
Don't argue with me. Argue with the wall. That's what
Hey,
it felt
man.
like.
Hey, Ken, what say you, bro?
I wouldn't have gone that far, but I will say this. Listen, I feel bad for everybody that had Netflix instead of ESPN because you pretty much got nothing but Hulk Hogan on your screen time, and I do apologize about that because
Boo.
goodness gracious, bro. Oh man, I'm so glad I didn't have to see any commercials about that documentary. I know the commercial run times in general under ESPN were crazy, but yeah, for those who were watching internationally through Netflix or through a VPN, I'm just gonna say Godspeed, but because yeah, that was atrocious. Outside of that, and the confusing angle of the main event, I would say just the runtime of these matches in general just really killed the entire vibe. I was night 2 was saved just because the action had to go so fast and was so hard hitting, and the chemistry in the matches for night 2 was so much better that it made like, okay, it didn't feel rushed, or it didn't feel like it felt more WrestleMania during night 2 than it did on night 1. Night 1 it felt rushed, and you because of that it suffered, and it's a shame because all the women's matches definitely could have cooked, and all of them were just butchered because of the runtime. I know I heard later reports of the women's championship match or the women's world championship match between Stephanie and Liv was purposely cut short because they're both banged up. But even still, you could have given them maybe 2 or 3 extra minutes instead of just being boom, 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 Liv the champ. Like that to me felt like you're cutting this whole feud short, especially because they had the best build out of the women's championship matches. Rhea and Jade's build was horrendous compared to that. So yeah, and then the one thing that my biggest gripe about that fatal 4-way for the women's tag team championships is that these tag team championships have been the most propped up out of all the tag team championships on the main roster. Like, they are getting the biggest build. There's genuine interest in them finally. And yet I know that the focus was on it being Paige's returns because of the injury and whatnot. And you pretty much turned it into a one-woman show at that point. But in a fatal 4-way, I do not believe in the traditional tag. If you're gonna have a fatal 4-way with tag teams, just make it tornado tag. just make it tornado tag, man. And so that way there could be more chaos, more weapons being involved potentially. And since there's already no disqualifications, when Nikki does eventually get involved, it would make more sense. But in this case, it was like, oh, traditional tag, Nikki gets involved. Well, I mean, it is a fatal 4-way, so there is no disqualification. But if there's no disqualifications, why the heck are y'all guys standing out for a traditional tag? Like, come on now. But yeah, that was my biggest gripe. Like, make it a tornado tag, and they probably did that because Paige is just coming back, and they probably wanted to like take it easy because yes, even though she's been cleared for a while, that WWE is still kind of like, hey, we're kind of pressed for time here, and we still don't want to jump the shark because if one wrong move and Paige's neck could just go out like Kobe's knees. So I hope that was the case, but either way. Those were my biggest issues was the runtime of the matches, the commercials, and that fatal 4-way.
All right, man. I'm gonna sit on my soapbox a little bit, and I'm gonna follow up kind of like what JT said. Everything after Lin-Manuel Miranda spoke, throw it away. Worst opener in WrestleMania history, throw it away. Stephanie's 210-day reign as women's champion being ended in under 7 minutes. Throw it away. Bella being a champion in 2026. I don't even care if it's the one I like most. Throw it away. That main event. Throw it away. Everything about Pat McAfee being involved in the build, the match, the referee shirt, whoever cut his jeans, whoever shaved his beard, whoever did his hair, throw it away. What else happened that night, night one? Just the Braun Breaker interference, throw it away. The second spear that he clearly missed on, throw it away. There is not one thing about night one, aside from Seth Gunther before the interference, that I was like, you know what? This is good. Nothing made me feel anything. And I sincerely wanted to because it's WrestleMania and it's the biggest show of the year. And it's what we as wrestling fans, it's our series finale. And I genuinely felt nothing except for 14 of the 15 minutes of the Seth Gunther match. The women, 3 matches, got a combined 22 minutes. 24 minutes for 3 matches. The main event got 22. Throw it away. Like, night 2 was so good that maybe over time I'll be kinder to night 1. But today is not that day. Throw it away.
That's a fair point. The only thing that I just wanted to add on, because I said this in our podcast, I said that night 1 definitely left a lot to be desired and was nothing to write home about. But I would never say that night 1 is the worst WrestleMania ever. Some people are just, we live in too many extremes where people are like, oh, that's the worst thing I've ever seen and whatnot. And I'm like, I've watched too many WrestleManias to be like, nah, night 1 was the worst ever. Brother, I sat through, when I still had the WWE Network, I went back and I watched WrestleMania 2 and WrestleMania 9. And I don't know why I did that, because, you know, I was a kid when when WrestleMania 9 came out, I was a baby. When WrestleMania 2 came out, I wasn't even a thought. But still, I wanted to see what all the hubbub was about. And yeah, no, I will never touch those WrestleManias ever again. And WrestleMania 11 is included in that. I've already seen 27. I don't need to go back and watch that. That is absolutely horrendous. But you could say that it's the worst night 1 in the 2-night series, not including WrestleMania 36, which is COVID Mania.
We don't talk about that. That's the gas clear. We don't talk about that.
Exactly. But in terms of worst of all time, I'm just like, man, y'all gotta sit down and watch some of these other WrestleManias, just because some of them were genuinely bad, like bad. This one, it was annoyingly bad, but it wasn't like worst of all time. That's just
I think it was what made it so bad is the potential.
Yes.
Like I'm genuinely frustrated with the women's tag team championship match and how that played out. Because between Bayley and Lyra, Team Bad and Bougie, Charlotte and Alexa, and Lash and Nia, they did everything they could to build this match up, and they've been around year round working on it, and they all lost to a team that's not really a team.
Yeah.
Like for a return pop. And that does not sit well with me, and that will never sit well with me unless we're talking like an actual team like they did with the Hardys way back at, what was it, 32?
33.
33. Yeah, unless we're talking about doing something like that, miss me with the cheap return pop BS. But we're going to keep the negativity going with the worst of night 2. Now, this is going to be hard. I'm not sure if there's anything really to draw from. But anybody wants to go first?
If I had to nitpick night 2, the only thing that I'll say is, first and foremost, why spoil the demon? Let it be a surprise. That was my only gripe for real, outside of the run times of these matches. Like, why spoil the demon? Because I know that they were trying to get those ticket sales up, but it really didn't move the needle for real. y'all could have saved the demon as a surprise, and I guarantee you, Allegiant Stadium would have blown the roof off. But that being said, I think that the only time that the demon was a true, genuine surprise was SummerSlam a few years ago, where it was Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin, and we were questioning if the demon would show up, and then when it did, we were like, oh, like we were genuinely shocked. And I know that Finn would much rather the demon be a surprise, in at least in those instances, because we all know but in other matches, the demon has been advertised. So yeah, but I do wish that they would have just made it a surprise between him and Dom. That would have been a sight to see. And Dom, I know, would have been especially even more annoyed. Like, I didn't sign up to fight the demon. Now he would have had a legit excuse for that. But that being said, that was really my only gripe, again, outside of the run times. Everything else to me was fine.
All right.
There
I guess
is
I'll go.
There is a comment in the comment section. He said, "What's so special about Demon Finn and the original Finn? Wait, only the entrance, nothing else." I disagree. I think
Definitely disagree.
when Finn puts that war paint on, he's actually more serious, and he actually turns up his matches like quite a bit. I think it's and it goes further back all the way to New Japan when we talk about Balor of the Evil Eye. But in this case, this is. Yeah, he's more in the zone when he's like this, and I typically enjoy his matches more when he's the demon, because he shows a more grit when he's actually when he actually puts the war paint on.
And I mean, you could tell now that they made the demon an actual character. When he did in New Japan, it was kind of like it wasn't like so focused, for lack of a better term. Like the demon is like its own entity now, as opposed to what it was in New Japan. Now it's kind of like a stat boost. Like it's the difference between Goku and Base and Goku and Super Saiyan.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't approach him the same. You can't fight him the same. You literally have to pull out all the stops, because if you think you got the demon beat down, it's just gonna rise back up. And what are you gonna do then?
It's a Kuma and an evil Kuma for you Street Fighter nerds. Like when that man pop out, boom! Like he coming to hurt, man. He turns it up.
He definitely turns it up. Same finish. Same finishing move.
Yeah, it's a whole different level of aggression.
Stat boost.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know how else to explain it than Goku Base versus Goku Super Saiyan. Because that's really what it is. I mean, the demon, Finn Balor had problems with Roman Reigns. They had to come up with shenanigans for the demon to lose.
Yeah, they did.
Which nobody knows what happened. Nobody knows what happened.
An act of God. That's what it was. A quote unquote act of God.
Yeah. But Jono, worst of night 2.
Night 1.
Ball game.
Nah, I mean, I struggled, man. Night 2 was like, God, it almost. I think the worst of night 2 was it had to be as good as it was to wash out the pain of night 1. Like it had to be on point. Like Oba winning in the fashion that he winning was great, right? Yep. Started out hot. Everybody watching on ESPN was like, "Dang, like they got a superstar." Jump right into the Intercontinental match. Man, everybody came with their finishes on Infinite. It was great. Does anybody seen JD McDonough? Is he still among the living? Like, does anybody know? Because
you can't miss that head.
Mexican Destroyer. Me and my brother looked at each other and was like, yo, that man's dead. Like
the fact that he showed up on Monday was crazy. I'm like, oh, he all right. Mostly.
Yeah, mostly.
He must got some sizzle beans in that dome.
Yeah, that Lego head was rocking, bruh. But
JD McBlow Pop.
it's just like everything was so like it just felt like everything had to be the best it had to be just to get over night one. And like while I saw a lot of the discourse about it was the worst. Nah, man, like y'all ain't lived through y'all ain't lived through the WrestleManias that was trash. Like
Look, what did I say?
yeah, like
y'all go back and watch WrestleMania 9 and y'all tell me if that was better than night one. I
Nine
guarantee you
was
no.
so bad. 9 was
Yeah.
egregiously bad.
Yes.
it's just bad. But I think that's my only real gripe. Like it was such an uneven balance. It felt like two different people produced and like ran the two nights. You know what I mean? Like it was like night one was just like, all right, we gotta hurry up and get us over with. And night two was like, nah, man, we gotta be perfect. Everybody gotta hit their cues. Everybody gotta be on point. Like when you go to church, choir director that be on point. Like, brother, you gotta hit your note. Sister, you gotta be on time. Like, you know what I mean? Like it just felt like the choir director was like, not tonight, not today. That's it for me.
JT, what say you?
The worst part about night two, it was funny, but it wasn't needed. I'm a huge fan of this person, but Danhausen and the midgets, I'm sorry, little people.
They call themselves midgets. Don't cancel us.
Yeah. Michael Cole
They
said it before
did.
the match. I mean, before they came out.
They did call themselves midgets, but I'm gonna be respectful because I know a few little people, so I ain't gonna call them midgets again. Um, but that to me, I didn't enjoy. Like I enjoyed it for what it was, but I would have rather had an impromptu match than just having the midgets just there. I'm sorry, I said it again. Little people. I would have rather had that versus just Danhausen coming out, interrupting Miz and the toxic one himself.
Mm.
But having having an impromptu match, giving Danhausen a real WrestleMania moment would have probably made more sense to me. Because other than that, it felt like an episode of Raw. It felt like episode that particular segment felt like episode of Raw. Give me a
How
match.
about we call them? My bad. I'm sorry.
Give me a
I was
match.
gonna say, how about we call them the short houses?
Yeah, there we go. The short houses. That's better. Danhausen. And listen, I love Danhausen. That's the homie. Love him. But I think for me personally, having him actually have a match at WrestleMania impromptu, that would have been a bigger pop. So, not really the worst part, just the worst booking to me. Other than that, everything else slapped. Everything slapped.
All right. I guess it's on me now. Canada was one of those VPN people, so I got all the Hobies commercials. I hated it.
I know it, man.
Leave that man in the pits of hell where he belongs. But realistically about the show, night two was superb. Like I don't really have any real negatives. I could kind of nitpick Rhea beating Jade because I understand why they did it. Rhea's the most popular woman in the company. It is what it is. But other than that, I guess the main event had to end. I was so invested. I was so into it. And I could not tell for like the last 10 minutes of it who was gonna win and who was gonna lose. That's how good that match was. That's my worst. Like night two was amazing. Like as we talk about that, we're gonna go into like the best of night two. And I mean, and then for me, it rolls into the same thing. It's the main event. I mean, Oba and Brock was the biggest moment. Like, and that's the one that we'll walk away from being like, oh, S when we think about that, because Oba's going to be in the main event next year. Like that's done and done. But for my grabs, it's that. Like it's the main event. I ain't got nothing else.
For me, I'm just gonna say outside of the main event, you had obviously Oba and Brock. That was the biggest moment. And I think the ladder match definitely needs some love because man, that was as quick of a car crash as it was still a very entertaining car crash. What Javon did, what Penta and JD McDonough were able to do, that really just that whole match from start to finish, I was glued to my seat. And I said, man, WrestleMania night 2 already starting off much hotter than night 1 did. And it was clear that there was such an imbalance of matches between night 1 and night 2, based off the quality and just based off of the excitement. You can actually feel, oh, okay, this ladder match shows me we're in WrestleMania territory, not for real. But yeah, I would say like outside of the main event, which was clearly the best thing, the ladder match definitely for me was a big highlight.
All right, JT, what say you?
I'm gonna agree with the brother. Ladder match definitely saving grace. Brock and Nova. It's a it's a real tie. Between that and of course the Tribal Chief beating CM Punk, it's a three-way tie for me. I've already mentioned it before. Everything on night 2 slapped. Okay, it slapped like bruh's barbecue. Okay, it was on point. But if I had to narrow it down to just three, Oba versus Brock, because he beat the gloves and the boots off him. Also, I'm definitely going to say the ladder match, crazy work. Javon Evans out there, young, black male, inside of WrestleMania, doing his 1-2 with the highlights. And I want to, did I say what, CM Punk and Roman? Those are my three.
All right, definitely shout out to the big meaty man bumping me.
Hmm.
John, are you up?
So my dog wanted to come give his bark take, but um,
Ah,
the night 1 main event, man, like barring any craziness happening, I might have to like, I might have to put that in as my match of the year. That was so good. That being said, Oba winning, like he beat that man to tears. Like, come on, bruh. Like people had said so much about, oh, Oba's not gonna win. Oba can't beat Brock. Blah blah blah. Triple nose. You know what I'm saying? Um, all of those things came up. So to see it happen and be like, yeah, buddy. Um, I saw like somebody talk about, oh, his entrance doesn't look the same in the daytime, and they should do dome stadiums for WrestleMania. I was like, don't worry about it, because the next time you see him in WrestleMania, it's gonna be in the main event. It's gonna be dark. Don't worry about it. Like he's on the way. He is on the way. Everybody in that ladder match did their thing. Like it was absolutely amazing. I was like screaming the whole time. Like I was like, yo, this match does what it does, if you know what I mean. Man, like it was so good. I was just so I always joke about being sports entertained. I was very sports entertained whole night. But those are the three things I really want to point out. Oba beating the tears out of Brock, amazing. Uh, of course, the night 1 main event and just everybody in the intercontinental ladder match just doing their thing. Everybody. Everybody, I hope everybody got a pay bump for that because they did it. They did that thing.
They certainly took bumps.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Nah, ain't no pause, man. Big meaty man bumping me.
Yup.
Big Schmeedy men bumping meat. Word to Big E.
Where the Big
Shout
E?
out to Big E.
Big meaty
All right, man. I got two more things for you guys and we're gonna close on out. All right, real quick. Who are your unsung heroes from the weekend? The performers who did their thing that we aren't exactly talking about. And for me, I'm gonna go with big bulbous, big head ass JD McDonough,
Yup.
who took every bump imaginable in that ladder match. My God, if that cranium wasn't so big, so bulbous, and so tough, that thing would have been leaking all over that ring. And the bumps he took were only possible because that head is so large and so round and so tough and so thick. Pause, because he hard headed is what I mean. That dome is doming. Like that head is so big, it's so voluminous, it's so vast that Corinne Stephens couldn't begin to catch up to it if she tried.
Hey, that's a throwback. If you know, you know.
You know, you know. But shout out to JD McDonough, man. 'Cause my God.
Big juggernaut, not helmet having no. You know, man, he.
You
God,
don't need no helmet. You had to go out there and
God,
play football.
that man got a Funko Pop head.
Bebo Lottie got more head than he got body.
He got body.
I'm
We have a
surprised
special
that
guest with us today. We got a special guest with us today. JD McDonough.
I was so wrong for that, man.
Oh my goodness.
I'm surprised nobody made the Funko Pop joke on TV about JD McDonough yet.
Man.
I
Man,
think
Pat McAfee used to take him out.
Pat McAfee used to take him out on commentary.
Oh yeah.
Take him out. Why is his head so big?
All right.
His poor mama, man.
Before we continue the jokes, I do want to give as far as unsung heroes a big shout out honestly to Jade Cargill,
Took my
because when I say that there was a lot of internet chatter about how she performs in the ring, and a lot of people saying of course she can't wrestle and yada yada and so on and so forth. She put in a lot of work for this match because her and Rhea, despite the terrible build that they had, they went out there for the 7-ish minutes that they were there and they looked good. And Jade looked phenomenal. Like, yeah, I've been at the PC putting in work, kind of phenomenal. Like that, the moves were clean. She looked like she was confident. She pulled out a one-winged angel out of nowhere. I was like, okay, Jade, you said I got a point to prove. Well, point proven, ma'am. So big shout out to you. Even though she ain't win, y'all know how I love my black women, but you still did an amazing job in that match for the time that you were allotted.
Absolutely. Especially to a lot of people online still chattering about how Rhea carried her in that match. No, give that woman her credit. Man. Jono, who you got?
Shout out to Jay and the meanies. I guess we calling them now. Because we can't call them baddies.
Ooh.
Boo. Yeah, man. She broke out the one-winged angel, and what Michael Cole call it? Everybody's
Sandstorm.
The sandstorm.
yeah. Everybody's like, come on, bruh. come on, bruh. We all know what that was. But nah, shout out to Jay, man, for real. Like she really showed up. She really improved. Man, just give her flowers, man. Stop hating, cause it's too much of that. But yeah, shout out to her.
JT closes out on that.
Look, the whole team done said it. Shout out to Jade Cargill. Florida women are just built different. Let's go ahead and throw that out there. Listen, I'm gonna retouch on those sentiments. For all that, Jade can't wrestle. Jade has improved in front of our eyes vastly over the past 2 years. From her first WrestleMania all the way to her third WrestleMania. She has improved. Okay? I don't want to hear any more chatter about Jade can't wrestle. If Jade had the same build as Stephanie and Liv, we would be having a whole different conversation right now. But because they didn't give her that opportunity, because they didn't give her that build, nobody paid attention. This was the sleeper match, and I think Jade Cargill showed her whole black rear end. Because I'm not gonna cuss. I promise I won't gonna cuss. She showed it. She showed it all. And for all y'all who still got something to say about Jade, you can kiss that whole black rear end. Okay. Not only did she pull out the graps, she was there character work, attitude, the whole entire nine. Don't say nothing else about Jade unless you're gonna give her flowers because Jade showed her. I'm gonna leave it at that.
All right. And one more thing before I drop it off, man. Shout out to Bianca Belair. Congratulations to her and Montez Ford. 6 months pregnant. They managed to keep that secret for 6 months. That's crazy. But also shout out to Devon Evans as well. AJ Lee, Becky Lynch, your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler, and Becky Trump. Wish they got more time. That was the match I was thinking about in night one. Yeah, wish they got more time. But that was at the end of that. But let's close this out. One last one for the road. Let's make this a little quick for the people. With an eye on the future, who's on the rise, and predict the 2 main events of WrestleMania 43 in Saudi Arabia next year. Now,
I can tell you we're gonna be in it inside the main event.
I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go Oba versus Braun for one main event, and I'm gonna go Cody versus Roman 3.
Okay.
Like that's my too soon prediction for next year.
All right, here's mine. I got Oba versus Roman or Braun, but in terms of Cody, I have Cody versus Punk at 43.
Okay.
They planted those seeds this past Monday, so that could be a potential WrestleMania main event down the line.
Okay.
I think you're right because I that's funny. JB said the one I had definitely Oba versus Braun. I think that's going to be one, and I think it's Cody Punk. It's going to be the other one Friday when they showed them both in the ring. I was like, yeah, they cooking this up. They're going to figure out a way to how to make this happen.
I'm gonna go on the women's side. So for the women, give me. Dang, I can't even use black women because they don't like us or like them over there. But for the non-melanated people, I like Tiffany and I like Soul. Well, no, Soul Ruka black, but she'll pass over there. So I like. She'll pass.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong.
You are not wrong.
Not wrong.
So
Not wrong.
Soul Ruka versus Tiffany. I kind of see that happening because I don't think Soul's gonna be. I mean, I don't think Tiffany gonna be on SmackDown coming up. I think she's gonna jump ship to Raw, and then I'm gonna stick with the other women's match. I'm gonna say, give me AJ Lee. No, give me Paige versus Bailey.
You sure
Only reason why I'm
about
saying,
Paige?
listen, I'm sure about Paige because they gonna protect her neck at all costs. Okay, they
I'm
gonna
just saying, man.
they gonna look they gonna protect her at all costs. If you notice how she wrestled this past weekend, it was a lot of protection off the way she bumped, the moves that she took. So they gonna protect her, and it's not hard to do and still be able to sell her as a winnable character. But if you're talking about, you know, fandom and ticket sales, Paige is definitely up there. And I like that. Bailey, the seeds are planted right after Paige won the women's tag team titles. The camera panned in on Bailey, leaving her tag team partner behind.
Mhm.
Mad as hell.
Man, we don't. They need to treat Bailey better. But I hope, like I said, Paige is only 33 years old. As long as she's been around, I hope that she's healthy. She remains healthy, and I hope she proves me wrong. Because right now, every time I look at her, I'm like, man, that neck got to be softer than grandma's cookies out the oven, bro.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
That
So
that neck is brittle.
Chip Ahoy Chewies.
Grandma sweet potato pie before
You
the
know
cool.
what I
Mm-mm.
A pecan
mean?
roll soft.
that neck softer than baby poop. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Man.
All right, man.
Other than
So for
yams with
2 weeks,
extra
all right, man. So for 2 weeks in a row, man, I'm trying to talk to the people before I get started with this show. Since we've in this new phase now, and I keep getting cut off. Either you can't hear me, or the transition didn't transition. It's been something. So I just want to say to everybody who's tuning in, watching, man, like this is different. Trying something new with this. I'm having fun with this, and I'm trying to do something with the show and with the platform in a way that's a little bit more true to who I am and more true to with the people in my life who inspire and engage with me and elevate me in the ways that I elevate in this nerd space, the things that get me going, what I'm saying, that make me me. So like I want to thank like my brothers this week, what I'm saying, I want to thank my guys last week and everybody who's gonna be coming on in the future because like I rock with y'all family, and y'all all like have equity in what makes JB JB. So like I'm eternally grateful for every single last one of y'all, especially you guys here today that are joining with me today, whether in the comment section or what I'm saying, you're on stage with me today. Um, this is something different. We're gonna keep going something different. We're gonna experiment. We're gonna keep trying. We're gonna try and elevate and keep making this better this way. You know what I'm saying? It's not a heel turn. It's a real turn. You know what I'm saying? So like I appreciate y'all once again for being here with me. And we're gonna close this out right now so everybody can get to bed because we all got something to do tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna start with my right hand. Dono, where can the people find you?
And man, you can find me everywhere. You can find me on Twitter. Again, you know what I feel about X. So find me on Twitter at Jonathan B3. Same on Blue Sky. Always talking, always, willing to listen. So find me there.
No doubt. Kid, you got a better outro than me. You ain't gotta do the whole thing, but talk to the people where they can find you.
Y'all already know, man. If y'all looking for me, y'all can look for me at Cat the Pro on all social media. That's K3D the Pro on all social media. Also, be sure that you tune into the Chaotic Culture Podcast. You can follow us on Facebook at Chaotic Culture Podcast. You can follow me on Twitter at Chaotic Culture One. You can follow us on Blue Sky at chaoticculture.bsky.social. And of course, you can follow us everywhere else. That includes Threads, Instagram, and TikTok at Chaotic Culture Pod. If you want to see us talk more about our WrestleMania hot takes, of course, you can check out the latest episode with JB included in that episode that just dropped last night. So please be sure that y'all tune in. Other than that, that's where y'all can find me. We are here for all things black culture and black nerd culture. So you already know what time it is with that.
Man, he's such a professional. Such a professional.
Indeed.
Now, Hefe.
Look, you can find me saved underneath your mama phone as Bestie. You can find me.
No, you can't.
Hey, listen, I'm just telling. Hey, we at JB versus World, where we keep it real, right? That's where you're gonna find me. But also, you can also find me in the trap. No, you can find me at find the show. Find the show at Marks with Mikes. That's everywhere. X, Twitter, of course, IG, Book of Faces, TikTok, YouTube. Shout out. We just crossed over 700, trying to get to 1,000. So thank y'all for all the subscribers. We will be back May 7th, 8:45 p.m. But that's where you can find me.
All right, man. If you like wrestling at all, that's your guy. Did awesome interviews with Nick Nemeth, formerly known as Dolph Ziggler, and Ash by Elegance, formerly known as Dana Brooke.
Mike Santana.
And he's Mike Santana, TNA champ. Like, you want a plug for wrestling? Hefe's your guy. So, Chaotic Culture, Marks and Mikes, go subscribe to those guys. And, as for me, you're already here, so you already know what it is. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to follow me on my socials, JB versus the World, I already know here, but also on Facebook, Instagram. My central hub is jbversustheworld.com. And if you want to argue with me, it's JBV the World on Twitter, because verse was just too long for it. And also JB versus the World on the Blue Sky as well, if you want to rock with me over there. And that is it. Once again, I want to thank the fellas for joining me for this one, for reviewing WrestleMania 42 with me. We are done with Vegas. We are done with wrestling for a while. Next week, we're back on our nerd-ish, as we're going to review what ended today, Invincible Season 4. So join me next week as we talk about that. And until then, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Stay black if it applies, and even if you aren't. Stay healthy, stay blessed. That is it. That is all. From the fellas and I, JB out.
Yes, sir.